Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. DB333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 with the 1,000-Week Reich. Now, last time we were here together, well, we hopped into the nation of Israel, which was not a contentious or controversial choice at all, let me tell you. And we started off. We started as a small little British colony, but we managed to push ourselves essentially into a modern nation state and assert our independence despite the hostility of our neighbors. Um, I'm going to move on as quickly as I can to try to, one, save my comment section, and to save my monetization on this video. Because it's not going to get much better. We're going from the Middle East to the Balkans today. Chat, this is not going to be good. I recently posted a poll. Now, I posted two polls, actually, asking you all what you wanted my next 1,000-Week Reich nation to be. And it's neck and neck right now between Serbia and Greece. They actually keep alternating whenever I hop in. So I'm just going to make a decision right now to record Serbia first, and then we'll record Greece. Apparently none of you guys wanted me to do Palestine, which is probably going to save my channel in the long run, so I don't know if I should thank you guys or not. So we're going to hop in 1,000-Week Reich. You guys know the deal by now. All the lore. And while it's not technically Serbia now, is it? It is the government of national salvation. Sounds a little ominous, but I think we might have some fun here. Maybe, just maybe. Serbia sits at the crossroads of the Balkans, once again, swiftly occupied by the Third Reich in 1941. Partisan movements with a diverse range of loyalties began resisting the occupation as quickly as it started. Well, with the pro-Axis general Milan Medic, I'm guessing, in charge of collaboration's government, many had hoped that once the war ended, that peace could finally return to Serbia. However, Nedic's unexpected death in 1950 threw this into question as Milan Achimovic reluctantly took charge of a now deeply resented regime. With socialist partisans roaming the countryside, ravaging government infrastructure, and monarchist Chetniks trying to find a balance between collaboration and resistance. As 1952 rolls around, it may only be a matter of time before the guerrilla war boils into a full-blown rebellion. Well, there we go. We don't get to just zoom in out anymore. I believe that came out with a new update. So we're just going to hop in. I am going to hop into the game rules real quick. Just because I think the path that we are doing kind of requires us to see Germany collapse. There we go. Everything else I can't say I really care about. I don't need to say that, actually. I can just go ahead and hit back. And just kind of let things play as they lie otherwise. So, let's get to it, shall we, chat? The government of national salvation. I haven't played Hearts of Iron 4 in a little bit. I believe this is the first YouTube series I've recorded since moving into my new place. Oh no, that was Italy, actually. Sort of 1,000-Week Reich series I recorded after moving to my new place, which is very exciting. I want to be more up to date with my uploads, but kind of got a little sidetracked. Just with life in general. Actually, I think. No, this is the first series I've recorded moving to my new place in general. I think the first video was the new, first of, I did not mean to start that. I'm just looking at my channel. Yeah, it was the Connecticut Senate campaign. I played New Campaign Trail. That is correct. There we go. And that's what I want to say soon. If this game would just load, which it's taking its sweet little time, isn't it? But hey, what are you gonna do? You know? I guess other than complain. But hey, what are we gonna do? I am ready to play. Let me go ahead and start my timer. Let's give a gander at our starting situation. So, our leader is Milan Achimovic. Um, Full notice at a time. In case you couldn't tell, I do not speak Serbian. I barely speak English. So if I have any Serbian viewers, I suppose that exchange goes out to some of the other Slavic languages in the region. Croatian, I know is quite similar. If your ears end up bleeding, I do apologize. I'm doing my best here. It just, isn't it's not going to be very good. I'm probably going to pre-record all of this, but I am actually considering, and you guys can let me know if this is interesting to you, because I'm planning on going the partisan route, if you can tell by the thumbnail and the rest of the videos after they've come out. But I am considering hopping back in to play the more hardline collaborationist path. So first off, if you guys are interested in that, let's get a nice little like goal going on this video. Usually it's 11 likes, but Campaign Trail's usually a smaller audience versus my usual stuff. If we can get 20 likes on this video, we will go ahead and do a second Serbia campaign for 1000 Week Reich, this time as the hardline collaborationist. Probably the crazy esoteric path that leads to the collapse of the Serbian nation, because that sounds kind of fun. So that interests you. Let's get 20 likes. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair goal. So let's take a look at Milan Achimovic. Born in 1898, Milan Achimovic became an accomplished lawyer in the Kingdom of Yugoslavia. Having expressed anti-communist and fascist sympathies, he and his future collaborationist compatriot, Velibor Jonic, fought to legalize Zabor, the primary fascist party in Yugoslavia. Having been jailed in 1940 for his acts of sympathies, he was released from captivity by the Nazis and asked to form a Serbian civilian government in the new rump state that emerged from the Axis partition of Yugoslavia. While nominally the Prime Minister of the Government of National Salvation, a German detachment led by Harold Turner and a delicate web of little Chetnik and Zabor politicians are the only thing that prevent his nation from descending into complete anarchy. As the partisans and rebellious Chetniks continue to terrorize the countryside regardless, Milan, Serbia is hardly a functioning government. Oh, that's very, very ominous. Not good at all. Oh, that's what I was going to say. To any Serbian speaking or understanding viewers, you can correct me in the comment section now. I'm going to record all of these before they come out, so I can't promise it's going to do you any good. But if I do the second series, I will do my best to properly do it. Odds are, though, I'm probably going to pronounce it a completely different wrong way, and you'll have to correct me again, and by then I'll probably have moved on. But, it's worth a shot, right? So our ideology is National Socialism, which is the political ideology most associated with the National Socialist German Workers' Party during the 20th century. National Socialism was developed by Adolf Hitler and his cronies with pragmatic economic ideals, an autocratic system of government, and most infamously of all, anti-Semitism. National Socialists believe in the supremacy of their own race above all. National Socialists despise Jews and communists, as they believe they are the roots of degeneracy and stagnation. In addition, National Socialists outside of Germany look to the examples of German National Socialism for inspiration and guidance. Pretty simple, honestly. Kind of straightforward. We have a couple ideologies. Let's go ahead and give them ideologies. National spirits. That's what it is. couldn't remember the name for a second. First off, Yugoslav partisans, which gives us hit power, hit stability, chance activity increase. The Yugoslav communist partisans were never fully destroyed. They were still active in remote parts of Yugoslavia. The ineffectiveness of both the Serbian security forces and the Croatian army to handle partisan activities have allowed the rebels to build a gradual resurgence. Next, we have Serbian ruins, which is even more crappy modifiers. The destruction of the Serbian nation has resulted in the total devastation of Serbia. By the time Germany withdrew its direct military occupation and handed control over the government of national salvation, massive amounts of Serbia's industrial capacity and urban centers have been destroyed by warfare and looted by Axis forces. We also have a German detachment, which, the division training time would be nice in theory if we could actually train units. Yeah, this all just looks kind of crappy, I can't lie. I guess the stability is okay. One of the few things keeping our nation together is a small detachment of German troops positioned in important cities to maintain order. Well, that won't become an issue at all, I'm sure. Next, we have the Chetnik issue. For years, the Chetniks have been a complicated bunch. While they are considered illegal on paper, they've come in handy to keep the partisans at bay. They aren't content with this, however, and take a more dominant role in the government. And finally, we have the German Spear, trading modifier, which is just general stuff. We have a couple cabinet members. I don't think I can pronounce any of these. All of them ultra-nationalists. Local power is okay here, but the consumer goods not so much. This isn't great either. Jonich is okay, actually. Almost. Almost, yeah. And then Dordovic. Actually not bad at all. I don't know how long any of these guys are going to stay, but it's worth a shot. We also have the Serbian power struggle. The government of national salvation, as it called itself, is perhaps the most chaotic and unstable country in Germany's sphere. Although it's almost completely ruled by local Serbs, mostly the incompetent leadership of Achimovic and his lackeys is an embarrassment to our once great nation. On one side, the reactionary monarchist Chetniks, who already hold the various government positions, are unsatisfied with the tenuous status quo, hoping to restore the pre-war kingdom of Yugoslavia under the greater Serbian oversight. On the far right, the United Militant Labor Organization, or ZBOR, seeks a clerical fascist Yugoslavia, mimicking the fascist regimes in Berlin and Rome. Formerly organized by the National Salvation Regime as a volunteer court, the Lotisevci acts as the party's enforcer, suppressing the communists and other dissenters alike. Lastly, there's the ongoing communist insurgency known informally as the Partisans, but more formally known as the Communist Party of Yugoslavia. Having waged a guerrilla war campaign against Serbia and its neighbors since the Axis invasion in 1941, this now ragtag band of Marxist revolutionaries has remained a persistent thorn in our government's side for over a decade. With our German allies slumping further into stagnation and complete collapse, our regime's very existence lies in serious jeopardy. So, nobody's particularly strong, it appears. No, the government's probably the strongest by default. Everything else kind of seems pretty standard. We could buy guns from Germans. Let's get our tech going. We don't have anything. We don't even have wartime rifles. We'll do a standard start. We'll get mechanical computing, and we are going to focus on construction. We'll do construction. I think that's going to be the best bet. How are we doing industry-wise? Not great. Really not great at all. We'll just... we'll just work on one consumer factory for now. And then... see, we got enough. Work on rifles, work on artillery. We don't have anti-air. Probably support equipment, honestly. We got all of our army guys. Let's get you guys in a unit. Let's get you a field commander. Let's go with... We have Costa. I have a feeling we're going to lose all these guys, so I don't know how much it'll matter. Let's get Costa. Musicki. And for a general, let's do... Momchilo Ducic. Actually, let's go with Peter Bachovic. His hair looks tremendous, I gotta say. And now that we have this done... I think our best bet to start... Industrialize the cities, and that'll increase the partisan strength. So I think we'll want to go down this route. So let's get heading down immediately. For many years, we've been led by the strong arm of Marshal Nedic, with the assistance of our allies in Berlin, the paramilitaries of Ljotic and Mihailovic for our government and national salvation. Nedic has very recently passed, officially from health complications. Former liar Achimovic has succeeded him. The state is tearing itself apart from the seams with ear dentists under many different names and banners, from the Yugoslav royalists to the Serbian National Socialists and everything in between. The direction of our nation is a precarious one and must be taken with a careful consideration. There we go. I'm going to up the speed and let us commence. Let's see. We have the territory of the military commander in Serbia. No longer Banat, it seems. They are our puppet, in theory. Though they kind of have their own attitude. These guys can become a republic. That's actually kind of cool. Well, anyway. The Serbian nation has stood against the mightiest conquerors of history, and each time the Serbian spirit was never extinguished. The Kingdom of Yugoslavia emerged from the ashes of the Great War. It was a weak and unstable union, which eventually fell under the dictatorial rule of King Alexander I. Having helped defy Axis influence in 1941, our great nation was subsequently backstabbed by individuals desiring to carve out ethno-nationalist fiefdoms as the regime collapsed. Hoping to bring some semblance of independence and stability to our shattered nation, Milan Nedic and his deputy Milan Achimovic forged a government of national salvation with German backing. Following Nedic's resignation in 1950 due to ill health, Achimovic has assumed power of the unstable rump Serbian state. For God and the fatherland. Tremendous. Let's go work on matters of the economy. Work on industrializing the cities, I think. Yeah, more civilian factors in the infrastructure. I think that's really the best play right about now. Matters of the economy. Years of stagnation and decline have done a number on Serbia's economy. Time has come to resolve this rot. We must tackle the problems of the Serbian economy and kickstart real prosperity. Now that I can get behind. Matters of the economy. Who has... So we have a core on this. Romania and Hungary just have claims on this. Got it. Well, the Serbian economy, while principally agrarian, was completely devastated by the German invasion of 1941. The little urban development we had was destroyed in Luftwaffe bombings, as the countryside was terrorized by bandits and terrorists alike. While our government requiring significant economic aid from the German Reich, a significant trade deficit has only gotten worse over the past decade. If Serbia is to ever become a truly independent state again, we must tend to our economy. Well, I'd say the cities are going to be our priority. Let us work on rebuilding the cities. Our cities lie in ruins, some still retaining the damage from the wars of the 1940s, others having failed to grow and modernize at all. We shall rebuild them so that they are better and stronger than they've ever been before, becoming the new centers of a new, modern Serbian nation. I like it. Let's have a core in this state we need to get. Guessing we'll eventually have to go after, I think, probably all of this, right? George. We don't have any cores on Montenegro. We have cores on Kosovo. I'm not going to make any comments on that one way or the other. It's a miracle my channel survived the Israel series. If I say anything, I don't think it'll survive that. Spanish-Moroccan conflict. There we go. We also have more tech going. Let's get more research speed on top of that. We really need it. American intervention in Morocco. Oh, shit. I didn't know this was a thing. That's actually cool as heck. I wonder if they just added that. Let's reopen the factories. Having never been in high to begin with, Serbia's industrial output has failed to really expand since the chaos of the 1940s. We cannot stand for this continued economic stagnation. The workers of our proud nation will breathe life into the forges and blast furnaces once more. We'll begin a program of industrialization, aiding new and existing industries and inviting investment from friendly countries. I like it. Let's get to it. I'm trying to figure out, because I know the Narvik incident, yes. First to fall, first to rise. I know that Egypt and Iran are supposed to be getting content. I think in the new update. Free civilian factories. Did we finish that? I don't think we actually did. You know what? We have enough infrastructure here. Actually not opposed to start. Let's build up some more, and then we need civilian factories here in Zabadna Morava. Let's get to it. Ooh. Germany tests the A-bomb. That's not especially great. Does not know. Belgium's been declared a republic. Interesting. Iranian military victory. That's also going to be interesting. Man, those U.S. volunteers aren't doing all too much to Morocco, are they? We open the factories. Next, let's introduce the national syndicates. Our old methods of industrial organization not satisfactorily meeting the challenges of modernity. Neither the unions and their social supporters nor the capitalists can be trusted to run the economy alone. National syndicates, uniting representatives of labor and capital throughout collaboration and compromise, are the future. Alright, what do we have going? Missile equipment production. Tanks. I'm not worried about tanks. I think our big focus right now is to catch up on guns. That's what we're going to worry about primarily. We'll also get improving on computing machines. Congolese independence. Well, Quisling ousted in Norway. Interesting. The Republic of the Congo. Kind of just doing their own thing. Choosing national syndicates. Omani UN membership. Interesting. What do we have going on? How's popularity? Moderately low for the partisans. The SS thugs in Banat are launching a minor invasion of Serbian borderlands. They're clearly attempting to test our limits. While it might be logical to enforce our borders. Let's put our guys here. The condition of our state's guard is questionable. Might suffer more from responding than ignoring. We really don't have the manpower to respond. Let's issue a blank response, but let us do nothing. An emergency. That's not great. Oh, that matters much for us. We have our 1-year plan. We have high hopes for the syndication project, as well as the various other initiatives now in place. If everything goes to plan, we should be able to meet or even perhaps exceed the projected output of goods for the year. We'll advance a crash 1-year plan to push through as many economic changes as possible in the coming year. Well, there we go. Red Mongolia, very, very interesting. Well, the world's kind of on fire. I expect nothing else less from a 1,000-week Reich. I'm saying assassinated. Casablanca catastrophe. Oh shit, did they actually do it? What a twist. Look at that. The sons of bitches actually did it. I don't say that to disparage them. I'm happy for them. Shout out Morocco. I was rooting for you guys at the World Cup. You guys in Croatia. And Cabo Verde too late to really appreciate their brilliance. And then Norway. And then I had to root for England. And then I just had to root for anyone who was in Argentina. Needless to say, Viva España. Now. Extend the withdrawal period. Einstein killed in Jerusalem. That's a little awkward, isn't it? I think the main bet to do here is going to... Do you want to call upon the Chetniks? Let's do a step in the right direction. The process of repairing our broken nation will take many years. Major strides have already been made. We're finally getting the ball rolling on restoring Serbia to its rightful glory. We're not random German minorities. I don't know if they even exist in this timeline anymore. Not to get morbid. Let's do post-line warline production, and I think support weapons will be the best bet to start off on, short term at least. Retrieve Abkhazia. Japan announces the right to war. I know that the next update is supposed to be part 2 of the Middle East, which I believe is adding more Egypt content as well as Iranian content. Let me know down in the comment section below what you're most interested in there. Man, German space flight, interesting. Oh, it looks like it didn't go very well for him. The guy went up to space at least. So sad. Interesting. Bulgaria has some shit going on. I guess it's now time to do matters of terrorism, and I suppose this will help us make a decision. Since at least 1941, multiple terrorist elements, mostly radical Judeo-Bolsheviks and their lackeys, have been threatening the stability of our country and its relatively unstable government. They perform countless terrorist attacks throughout our territory and have a strong influence on the region of Uzica. President Asimovich has determined a necessity to ally one of the competing imperial militaries to remove an enemy while making an ally of your competitor. Which shall have is here. That's going to be the question, isn't it? Matters of terrorism. Let's see. Well, we don't want to strengthen the government, so I feel like that's kind of making our choice for us there. The largest problem with government national salvation is by far the increasingly unstable countryside. While the German garrison can maintain some semblance of order in the big cities, Serbia's many small towns and villages are rife with conflict. Communist bandits and Relich Chetniks alike terrorize the nation's backbone. It must come to an end if we are ever to finally achieve peace. Draza Mikhailovich, while considered a wanted terrorist by the Germans, has offered his services to the government in exchange for more influence. Fascist Litojic has also thrown us out of the ring, offering his party's paramilitary force and ending with a communist threat. Ultimately, the decision lies with President Chimovic, but whoever he favors will undoubtedly shake up Serbia's balance of power. I think the Chetniks are our safest option. And I didn't read this one. Our country's infrastructure has rusted into obsolescence, and modern industry has failed to grow and sufficiently modernize the country. Time for change has come. Every town from here to the Adriatic coast will be industrialized along modern lines. We also, calling upon this guy, holy yap. Milan always considered himself to genuinely love his people and the identity of a Yugoslavian. A dear friend of his, Draza Mikhailovich, shared this love, but they had a difficult relationship due to political issues and the hatred the Germans had for Mikhailovich. Milan has always treated his friend well, saving his life on at least one occasion. While he had issues with the former royal dictatorship, there's much more common ground between himself and the Chetniks and the partisans of Tito. Mikhailovich is also a decorated war hero of multiple wars and a legend to all who follow the Ravna Gora movement. We should allow Mikhailovich more influence in our government, so that we may make better use of his Chetniks. Well, that is something I can get behind, but that's going to have to wait until next time for me to get behind it all. I gotta leave things there, my friends. But thank you as always for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. Leaving comments, feedback down in the comment section below. I read all comments again, and I do appreciate any of feedback you might have for me. Check out my various links down in the description box below. Leaving comments, feedback down in the comment section below as well. I read all comments again. I do appreciate any of feedback you might have for me. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave things there. But until next time, my friends, my name has been Mr. DB333. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye now.